been a long week. All right.
Busy week.
Yeah, busy but good week though. Can't complain.
Yep.
So our app recently went viral a little bit. So on a couple different platforms on LinkedIn and Twitter, it got over 200K views. But because of that, obviously we got a good amount of users coming to the platform. And so far, I would say so good. The usage is looking good. But now's a real grind, huh, Ryan? We gotta make sure that we can retain these users. But if this is your first time to the channel, we're building Clova. So basically our platform lets our users use different image generation tool, video generation tool. It also has video editors and a couple other features. It's kind of like the best way to make like long form AI content. But in this vlog, I really just want to focus heavily on growth and like basically how to go viral. And we've done this a couple of times. Before this, we pivoted 2 times. So the first product we launched, we got about 150K views. And the second one we launched, we got about 1.2 million views. I'm basically gonna take you guys kind of with me of how I made this launch video. And obviously now I'm trying to do more growth. Currently right now, I need to finish up writing the next growth plan of the feature. So I'm gonna get to that first. I'm working on the script right now for this new launch video. Launch video idea I have is like talking about the dilemma as a filmmaker, right? And obviously I'm working in AI video space, so it's very controversial. And I'm wrapping like a whole story around it. And I want to talk about how I think about growth, like social media growth, like, you know, going viral with launch videos in particular. Creativity definitely is extremely hard. So everybody kind of has like a different flow. But my flow right now is that on a day-to-day basis, I'm always like on a hunt for good content. So when I see a good video I like, I will bookmark it. And once I have a bank of these videos, or let's say post that has gone viral with good results, then I start analyzing them, each of them, and see why do they do well. And while I'm going through the script writing process and thinking about all the shots and how to make the video go viral, I definitely have a lot of these contents that I have already saved or saved in my mind too as well, pulled up so I can look at the inspiration and kind of help me go through this creative process. Because a lot of times it's very, very easy to get stuck. But to go viral really is not like a one-size-fit-all formula. So for example, my last startup idea, which was Cursor for video editing, I know that that idea inherently already has so much interest. So I just had to make a simple launch video, and I believe that I can get a lot of views. With this app, the app itself is not super interesting. So for the first launch, I want to create a story around it. Once people are interested, once I hook them in with the story, then I want to kind of start talking more about the app, how we're going to change it and get a little more technical and show the software more. Working on the script right now is definitely kicking my ass. It's a very frustrating process, but hopefully it turns out well. Let's get this done, huh? So we were working on obviously a launch video. So I've been working on the script for the past like 5-6 days, and I have this one shot I was like super excited to get with the bridge in the background. And originally we were all the way up there, but then it turns out that my memory deceived me. The location wasn't as nice because the chairs were facing the wrong way, where I'm not facing the camera with the bridge in the back. The shot was not gonna look good at all. So me and Ryan, we started walking down and we were like, all right, time to go back to Founders Inc. We'll figure this out. Still need to hit the deadlines, because that's like one of the things is that it's always super hard for me to balance like the creativity work and the startup work, right? Because in startup work, you gotta hit deadlines, you gotta do growth, but creativity a lot of times, it takes a while. So I was like, okay, I gotta abandon this whole idea and think of something new. So I was pretty disappointed. But as we were down here, we already called a robo-taxi. Me and Ryan looked over and we saw this shot and we were like, wow, this is such a nice shot. And we were able to get this shot. So I'm super excited for this. Definitely nervous for this video too, mainly because you never know if something will actually go viral or not. But I think all I can do is to focus on making the best video possible, but not also taking up too much time so we can go through these iteration loops. This is present day Will speaking, and I'm currently editing this vlog you're watching right now. And I just realized that I never mentioned the launch video, so I'm gonna place it in this next segment right here. Also, I had to switch out the songs because of copyright reasons. If you're not interested, you can also skip over to the next part. All right, let's get back to the vlog. 3 months ago, I came up with a new startup idea, but I didn't start working on it. Something held me back. Not because I thought it would fail, but because the idea involved AI videos, and I knew what that meant. You see, all my filmmaker friends hate AI videos. They call it AI slop, mindless, soulless garbage flooding the internet. And as a filmmaker, I'm supposed to hate it too. Part of me wants to, but I've seen what AI videos can do. Stories that are impossible yesterday are happening today. Creators who couldn't afford studios can now make their films. So I'm torn between what I'm supposed to feel and what I'm actually seeing. How do you build something your community will hate you for? I thought about what drew 12-year-old me to make videos in the first place. It wasn't a camera, it was the stories. I've been asking the wrong question. It's not, is AI good or bad for filmmaking? It's what separates a good video from a bad one. And the answer is the same thing as always been: the story. A $100,000 red camera with nothing to say produces slop. An iPhone with a story can change the world. AI is just the latest tool. At the end of the day, good storytellers win. There will be great human work and great AI work. They'll coexist, but the tool never replaces the storyteller.
Yeah, you know that 12-game win streak?
If you guys don't know, man, this is who runs the game room, huh?
What's up, guys? So anyways, let me explain to you what this is. Flock gave us this little capture card right here.
You're such a sweat. I love it.
And then as soon as we got this capture card, me and Subi decided to like spend one night, and we just like spent like 7 hours straight. Basically read what's happening in this game. As soon as the game results come in, sends it over to Gemini. Gemini processes it, says who won, who lost, how many KOs they got, and then puts it all right here. So you can just see the last 5 games. Literally, me and Will just like play like 5 games.
And you don't have to log it manually. It just does it automatically.
You don't have to log it manually. Yeah, like over time, we started to just like make this a lot more robust so that it just has like automatic inactivity. Like whenever some people don't play, you can see these little like Z's. Like right now we're at match number 3,000. Back then we were at match like 100 and something. This was just like this has always been just like a little side project.
So what's the website, bro?
f.a/smash. It's not like as beautiful as this. It actually looks more like this one. This is actually what we haven't. You have no idea, bro. If I actually dedicate like full time to like making this game room better, I would make this place crazy. Just imagine how life would be if we need to work. Honestly, this video took way too long to make, right?
Yeah, bro, that took some time.
It was like a 1.5-minute video, and it took me about a week. But we finally posted a couple days ago. I'm definitely pretty happy with the results. Let me show you guys. Yeah, so far we got about like 133,000 views on Twitter alone. Since this post, we have a lot of new traffic, so a lot of people come to the site. So we're mainly focusing on 2 things right now. The first thing is to know what to build next. And in order to know what to build next, right, you need to be talking to your users. So a lot of these people that make AI videos have actually messaged me to get on calls. And every person that followed me or commented, if they do make AI videos, I'm messaging them. So just try and line up these calls to get way more data. And the second thing is that we definitely want to do way more growth, since while we look at the data, you always have these spikes, right, when you do like a viral post. But what happens is that eventually they come down because you're trying to look at how many users you can retain. So we're trying to create more of these spikes, and while looking at the data to see how many users we're able to retain. So while doing that, we're just looking at the post-hoc stuff, seeing what people are getting confused on. We want to make the app as simple as possible and continuously do more growth. So I'm going to work on another video, but also got a couple of different things like referrals or watermarks we want to add to, you know, help grow the product more. How's it feel to finally get your hand back, Ruslan? My favorite VC's back.
My hand back.
Checks now.
Didn't get my hand back yet.
When's it gonna be back to normal completely?
Depends, dude. If you don't get enough users, I'm gonna have to break it again.
No, we had a good office hour Ruslan today. He doesn't just grill us. Put us on some game today, huh, Ryan?
Yeah, bro. Can't go wrong with a dose of Ruslan.
You guys starting a new program? How do people apply?
I don't know, bro. Like fax us or something. I'm kidding. Go to fdunning/apply. You will get an invite to come work at a sprint for 3 weeks starting December 3rd. You're going to be surrounded by 30, 40 other teams of people who decided to cancel their holiday plans and instead come to San Francisco to build a company. That's where these guys started, actually.
Yeah, bro. That was our first program, actually. That's how we got introduced to Founders Inc. And you can write checks now with your right hand?
I could dictate it. I'll have a guy just do it for me.
Sign this.
Son, 100 milk cap. Sign here.
Nah, apply to Founders Inc. This was actually the program where Ryan and I got introduced to, I think. So you get to meet Ruslan. We're not going to be here in town, unfortunately, but if you get funded.
What happens after? Maybe you get a check and you stay.
It was so funny. I still remember the first, when we had a one-on-one with Ruslan, it was like for investment. And after the meeting, I met you, and I was like, so what was this for? And you looked at me like I was crazy. You're like, beautiful, to write a check. Remember that? How naive was I? Now we're here just chilling, man. One of my best friends. f.inc/apply.
I hope that's a fucking URL, dude.
I think like with Clova too, like that's also.
And that's what I'm so excited to, like, for this play, like, because this market has like so many, like, it's moving so fast, so there's so many plays to be made. Just finished the conversation with Dan right now, who's a good friend of mine, but he's also like a killer growth guy. He's super good at growth. And he pointed out something I thought is very worthwhile to share. Is like the most like common classic founder mistake is that I'm really trying to do too much right now. So on growth, at first I want to go through all these different channels, but he just told me, look, Will, Twitter has been working. Just hold it on Twitter first, because when you try to do too much, you end up getting nothing done at all, right? And the second thing also is to hone in and focus more into the specific ICP we're going to be working with. So now I'm basically just locking in. So I have my framer set right here, and I'm just kind of going through the copy right now. I want to make it a lot more specific into, and talk directly to the ICP that I am trying to target. The good thing is that it's super easy to make these changes, and I'm actually also going to run an A/B test. And Framer already has an A/B test feature within their site. So I'm going to create 2 sites and see which one gives a better result. My plan right now is to create a broader copy, which is similar to this one. But another copy I'm also going to be working on is I'm very targeted into like AI filmmakers and people who make AI videos, right? And see which one performs better. I'm definitely expecting the second one to perform better. That's more honed in on a specific audience, because usually you want your copy to scream at the people that's reading it. But you also never know. So I'm going to A/B test this, and I'll keep you guys updated results. I do also want to say a big shout out to Framer for sponsoring this video. But as always, I will never take a sponsor if I don't use the product or like the product. So shout out to Framer again. Let's get back to work.
I apologize because it's very messy.
Because you're running around with the.
Because I'm running around with
the new Founders Inc. building.
Another space for Founders Inc. So the way that I started making these, I started making like small things. I started making samples.
So all those are 3D printed.
Yeah. It's crazy because Mega Man, I made the Buster Blaster.
Oh, that has a light inside too.
Yeah. What's cool is when I made this, we had a lot of companies that did a lot of cool like hardware stuff. I made the 3D print. We had one person who was working with LEDs. Then we have another company that was working with sounds. This is one whole piece, and if you play around with it, you come out.
You printed this?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So we have right here is the Spider-Man mask. So what I did was I put magnets in each one of these
Oh
locations.
shit.
So you see I have magnets. You could actually wear it. I have a small head, so.
You think it will fit me? Let me try it on.
Ready?
Put in your big head.
Negative. Ryan, I feel like we've been in this room way too long.
Yeah, but way too much.
Yeah, because this is a room where we shot the launch video, right? And we just had a meeting in here. And when we shot the launch video, we were literally in here for like 8 hours straight. But we just had a good meeting right now. And I really think it's a key thing to be using the tool yourself and just looking at postdoc data consistently. Because from myself using the tool, I noticed problems. And from looking at postdoc data, I also noticed different problems I've been noticing. And the main one is that people, and myself included, tend to struggle with character consistency and scene consistency. And so that's something that we've been discussing about how to resolve. So basically, I also kind of want to show you guys how the tool works right now. If you look over here, when you make these AI videos, right, the first thing you do is that you create like starting frames for the consistency to use in the video. So you can hit like different models here. Once you get one you like, then you can press like add to assets, and then they will appear on the media tab over here. Once you have that frame, then you can use this to, easily, as your starting frame, hit different models and generate videos. And then once you like one, then you can come to the video editor tab and you can stitch together like a long form AI video. Now that we have identified a pain point of like character consistency and scene consistency, it's really up to us to go out there now to talk to users to really further validate that. Because the last thing we want to happen, right, is if we build something and nobody actually cares about it. I have a pretty strong conviction already about this since I myself run into the problem, but I'm going to schedule a lot of calls. We already have some scheduled to talk to users to see if we can validate this hypothesis. Basically been in the podcast room all day, just doing calls back to back to back, but super rewarding. Got on about 6 of these calls today. And something pretty funny today when we got to the office, at first we were talking about that Ryan won't be sitting in on the calls, mainly because someone needs to be shipping the product, right? And it's basically impossible to reach flow state if you're hearing a different conversation. But ultimately we decided that Ryan should be on the calls, mainly because it makes such a big difference if I'm on the call and I explain to him how the call went versus him hearing that live. And the most important thing right now for us is to get more data and be able to make the right decision on what is the next feature to ship. And the main objective on these calls is that I want to be able to see what is like a common pain point across all these different users. So after the second call, we noticed that a lot of these users are very upset about, not having character consistency and scene consistency. So we already have a new feature we're shipping out. And after the rest 4 of those calls, all the users also mentioned those concerns without us bringing it up. So that very, very much validated for it. After all the calls, Ryan and I just sat down and we discussed about what is next implementation for this next feature. So we're ready to ship this out. I think it's gonna be a pretty badass feature. I'm excited to start working on it, Ryan, but you're probably gonna do most of the coding, huh?
I'm excited to get it going though, bro.
Yeah, but unfortunately I want to code, but I probably gotta do more growth. So I might just work on some front end stuff. But back to shipping, getting this thing going.
So what are you doing down here, man?
Thought to switch up the vibe real quick. Little weekend coding vibe. The office is pretty empty down here, so I thought to.
Dude, it is empty. After the new program, it's
Yeah.
been quiet, huh?
Yeah, it usually gets pretty empty.
On the weekend too, so. You ripping Claude Code now?
Yeah, bro. Cloud Code's been treating me well. I've been made the switch from Cursor.
So what are you shipping right now, dude?
All right.
I'm
so-
excited for this new feature. Dude.
Yeah, this feature's gonna be pretty cool. But basically, the idea is a user can create like a character or a style and just quickly tag it in their prompt, like at Ryan, for example. So how it works is you can upload inspiration clips, and basically it's gonna use that in your generations. I was kind of messing with it with myself.
Nice, you got a flexing
can-
pose.
You can see me, but it's able to consistently nail me in the generation, which is pretty cool. Because all you have to do is at your character, kind of like Cursor. So I just go at Ryan Bailey or at Japanese Garden, and it's gonna use those in your generation. So it makes it super easy. We're trying to get this done by the end of this weekend, so that's probably like tomorrow. But I think we're looking pretty good. I think it's coming along pretty well. So hopefully for you guys to try it out, we can get this done by tomorrow.
I'm excited, dude. I feel like a lot of users requested this, so
Yeah.
I just gotta
This
get
one's a popular one.
I just gotta get the growth part down now.
Yeah.
Excited for the new phone?
Yeah, dude, I'm honestly super hyped. Just got the new iPhone 17 Pro. The big reason I'm super excited for this is that this phone also shoots vlog footage, which is what this camera shoots. Obviously, my camera is still better, but a lot of times I need to actually take Ryan's phone to record like quick little clips, like transition clips. So now I know how to do that. So this will also make the content better. But honestly, I just feel like super blessed right now, Ryan. Cause I still remember when me and you were in Vegas. We had like less than $1,000. You remember those days, Ryan?
Dude, those are crazy times.
Yeah, and now like this one's actually like paid for by YouTube. So I like every money I make from let's say sponsorships or YouTube partnerships, I don't touch any of it. I'll put it all back into like either like making better videos or tech. And it's just really nice because I don't really spend money on tech, so I just feel like super happy and grateful to just get this phone right now if I wanted to. But just want to say like a big shout out to all of you guys for really watching the channel and supporting it. I really hope that it's entertaining or it provides enough value for you. And let me know how else I can, make the videos better. But thank you guys for supporting the channel, yeah.
Gabby, what is going on over here?
I'm taking a look at some 3D prints.
You gotta explain what WOMP is. What do you guys do?
WOMP is the easiest way to make a object and get it 3D printed.
And these are all made with WOMP?
These are all made with WOMP. This is a cool bag. Prompt whatever you want to make, whether it's like a weird electronic that you wish existed. I
Favorite
do
one?
really like the pickle. I'm not gonna lie, the pickle's pretty sick. Okay, well how it works is you can just type in whatever your idea is. Shoe with an electronic soul or something. You can actually generate the image, edit the image, and then actually generate the 3D model. Once you're done with the 3D model, just hit print and get it in the mail.
Okay, so now it's generated this, and you can make edits on this too?
Yeah, you can definitely edit it.
In the platform, so you can
Yeah.
continuously edit this?
Grab some kind of model.
And then you can print that out within WOMP, and everything will be
You
done.
can 3D print it directly into WOMP. Exactly.
Back to doing growth right now. So writing down a couple ideas I have for growth. The launch video you guys seen, that one definitely took too long, but I believe that it was important because we kind of want to build some hype around the idea. And now I have a lot of these different ideas that are a lot easier to kind of put out. So I want to put out a piece of content at least every other day to consistently create those spikes, right? Like we talked about in the video. Because when I talked to Ruslan about this too, there's two nerve-wracking things if you put a lot of time and effort into one video. The first one is that usually if you're making good content, if you can consistently put out content, then you have more, you're putting out more shots, right? Then you have higher chance of going viral, higher chance of getting users, and we definitely need to create more of those spikes right now. And the second one is that if you spend, let's say, 2 weeks on a video, it's extremely nerve-wracking because now you're like, if it doesn't hit. But as I was saying, if you take 2 weeks to put out a content, now there's a lot of pressure because that's a lot of time invested into that piece of content. If it doesn't do well, then it's quite a demoralizing feeling. Something I also have to consistently remind myself is just because you put a lot of effort into a content doesn't mean that it will perform well. Effort does not equal going viral and getting users, right? So back to the grind right now, just doing a thing, trying to create more spikes.